Can you daily drive a Chevy Camaro, a big bad V8? Of course you can, guys. Let me share with you why.
What makes you itch? What sort of a situation would you like? So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Well, it's so amazing as a result of our kind of educational system. Crowds of students say, well, we'd like to be painters, we'd like to be poets, we'd like to be writers, but as everybody knows, you can't earn any money that way. Or another person says, well, I'd like to live an out-of-doors life and ride horses. I say, do you want to teach in a riding school? Let's go through with it. What do you want? When we finally got down to something which the individual says he really wants to do, I will say to him, you do that, and forget the money.
All right, so the Chevy Camaro, guys, super easy to daily drive. And this is coming from a guy who has driven all the major muscle car brands in a manual transmission, Challenger, Mustang, Camaro. You can daily drive them, and they actually work great. Are they best on fuel economy? No. Are they the best to fit a whole bunch of passengers in here? No, but we already know that. But what is really fun is slamming through the gears, smoking the tires, being able to pass anybody you want at any time, and most importantly, when you have a bad day at the office or you're just having a bad day and you're going to pick up a bite to eat, whatever it might be, the sheer joy of shifting through the gears, controlling the speed that you want, controlling the gears that you want, there is nothing better than that. Now, if you're someone who needs a daily commuter car where you need to haul people around in the back seat, no, not a good fit for it. If you're someone who travels a lot of miles for work, not very practical to do. It's just too expensive, especially with gas prices and where they're at. But I have daily driven these cars with ease. They're very nimble. They're very easy to dip, dodge out of traffic. Dip, dodge, duck. It's the 4 rules of dodgeball. I can't remember. Or it's dip, dodge, duck, and dodge. I can't remember.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Anywho, but I have loved daily driving V8s for the last, what has it been now, 3 years? It's been awesome. I've loved it. I have no regrets. I didn't buy this car for the fuel economy. I wanted a car that I could have fun in, that was my personality, that I could drive on the daily, because there's nothing better than getting in a clean car or a car that you're passionate about, a car you're excited about, that you look forward to driving. When you get out of the office, you look forward to getting on the interstate. You look forward to romping the gas. And that's what makes these cars such amazing daily drivers. Now, there are a lot of features that these cars have, you know, from heated seats to ventilated seats, interior lighting. There are a lot of comforts that you get in these cars. Now, granted, it depends on your trim level and how much money you're willing to spend, but it is absolutely a very comfortable car to drive around no matter the time of year. Although, wintertime, I know a lot of you don't like to drive your showroom cars in winter. I do. I daily drive them. Now, salt on the roads, that's a very valid argument. Rusting over time, deteriorating stuff, whatever. I haven't kept my cars long enough to determine if they ever will rust. And so I grew up around people that had Shelbys, that had really expensive, nice muscle cars. And what drove me nuts about them is they never drove them. They sat. They didn't want to put the miles on them. And I get it. If you're one of those people, I get it. No worries. But for me, I wanted to have these cars that I could use all year round. Now, in wintertime, the 1LE package is not your best wintertime car. The Challenger I did fine with. I drove in some pretty gnarly conditions, as well as the Mustang. It had the Pilot Sport S's, I believe, which are a summer tire, but that car still did pretty good. These cars even have snow and ice mode. You know, and I've done a video of how to drive in winter, so if you want some tips around that, great. But there's a lot of people that I know that they won't even drive these cars when it's raining, and they're just so nervous. Like, guys, if you have half a brain and you've driven cars, you can get around it and you can do it. Now, do you need to be going 90 miles an hour on the freeway when it's raining? No. You might want to go the speed limit or under the speed limit. Like, it's just common sense. And driving a manual transmission car, there's some benefits to it when you are trying to drive it in wintertime or in road conditions where you can control your speed. And that's just something that I've loved about owning this car. But guys, you absolutely can daily drive these cars. The biggest challenge you guys will have when you daily drive, especially this Camaro, this window sill, super short. A lot of times when people are handing me my food, and I'm hoping I can go through a drive-through here shortly so I can show you guys what it's like. But I was at Costa Vida the other day, and I literally had to tilt the mill sideways in order to get it through the window. ATM machines, rough. If you're at the airport and trying to get your ticket, a lot of times I have to open the door, or I'll even just go inside to the ATM just because it is so much easier to do that. So just know things like that are gonna be a little bit of a challenge. Hello. That's a small bag. See? Can't get it in. That's what she said. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Obviously, storage space, there's really none. Golf clubs, I've covered this in other videos, but you can fit your golf clubs in it, but you have to take a couple clubs out, put the seats down, or sometimes I just put them in the front seat. So not a big deal from that standpoint. You know, these cars have been very comfortable to drive. Visibility has not bothered me one bit in order to drive. And, you know, I think all around they make great daily drivers, but they're not practical for several reasons, and that has to do with insurance, that has to do with fuel costs. But when you can do this, it doesn't matter. When you can smash the throttle down, it doesn't matter. When you can take a corner like that, it doesn't matter. Man, this car handles so good. Woo. I love it. You never get tired of that. So guys, there are some things within the Camaro that are a little bit challenging, especially if you have a manual transmission to get used to. I'll share just kind of a B-roll clip for you guys so you can see this. But I don't like where Chevy put the traction control button on the Camaro. I can't tell you how many times I've been driving down the road and my wrist is setting really where the park brake is, the modes for sport, track, and ice and all of that stuff, and there's traction control. So I'm setting my wrist there, and I will turn off traction control, or I'll change it into a different drive mode. Or there have been some instances where I'm sitting parked in neutral with the parking brake on, and because it's not the lever and it's just the electronic release, I have bumped that button. Actually, JK, I haven't. No, I have, because you pull it up, you push down, pull it up, push down. We're not going to get into all that. Anyways, but I have had issues with that. So there's certain things like that that take a little bit of getting used to. Wireless Apple CarPlay, I wouldn't count on it working that great. I haven't had it working great. But overall, when you're driving this car, whether you're taking it on dates, whatever it might be, it's amazing, and it puts a smile on your face every single time. And I do not regret, even with the gas prices as they are, let's go Brandon, even as gas prices as they are right now, me selling this car, it wouldn't be because of the gas prices. Let's just put it that way. Because I thoroughly enjoy, this is my passion, I love it, and no, I don't like where gas prices are, and yes, it costs me almost $100 to fill up a tank of gas that maybe lasts me a week or a week and a half, but at the end of the day, I thoroughly enjoy driving these cars, and I'm going to have a lot of other daily driver cars that might not be considered the best commuter or best daily cars. And one point that I want to add, especially if you guys are kind of manual enthusiasts like me, hashtag save the manuals, I know a lot of people are worried about daily driving a manual transmission in traffic. I've shared some POV videos in my Challenger. What's really cool about these cars is because they have so much power, right now I could take off from a stoplight in second gear. I could do third gear, but it doesn't like that at all, and it's not very happy with me. But what's great is when you're up on the freeway, you really just need fifth and sixth gear. You really don't need to downshift into fourth unless you're chasing a cute chick in a Ferrari. I don't know. That's off of a movie. Wife, if you're watching this, it's off of a movie. But you really only need to be in fifth and sixth gear. And around town, first, second, third really is all you need. Because second gear goes all the way up to 75 miles per hour, and every one of those ponies is singing along the way, and it is amazing. So, you know, The clutch in the Challenger was tougher to drive from a daily manual perspective. The Mustang was perfect, although I hated shifting that car. And the Camaro is just awesome. It doesn't wear out my leg. My Challenger wore out my leg from shifting it. But maybe I've just built up clutch stamina. Oh, you want some of this Honda Civic? Would you come at me? Woo! Oh, so damn good. Okay, guys, go ahead and tell me that it wouldn't be kick-ass to have a V8 for a daily driver. That's it. That's all I have to say. It rules. There's nothing else like it.